Do you think you are an expert on everything? Trust reconsider in opposition to common reasoning. Believe in this elusive glue that maintains the unity of all our interactions be constructed and demolished in a moment, not years. That's stunning assertion I am aware of. But what I'm going to reveal in the next moments above and beyond any traditional think, that in a matter of minutes, you'll uncover a secret that is concealed deep within human connections with transformative power. How you communicate with friends and families, even with strangers. Are you prepared to question all you previously believed? You was aware of the origins of human relationships, then remain visible. Because the next event will be different. How you see it. Always be prepared for an unexpected. In today's video, we'll traverse the hazy human relations terrain with a concentration on 9 different personality types that will contradict whatever you have learned, rely on, and disregard the traditional. I'm here to clarify the murky recesses of human mental picture, disintegrating in a matter of the deed's hidden meanings, in minutes and remarks from those who seemed trustworthy, similar to a dangerous, "Are you prepared for this?" game. Travel today will not only recognize these fascinating kinds, but additionally investigate why BL's gracious faith in them may be a perilous game at every turn. On this expedition will cause us to wonder who actually merits inclusion in the Stoic's life. Lessons will lead us not in disdain, but rather in know when to take a step back and safeguard our health. Join me on this thrilling journey, travel where we'll strike a balance between knowledge and cautious, when learning how to keep a secure distance without sacrificing empathy. Our interpersonal connections aren't not just a lesson, but a life-changing one. Are you prepared for your next adventure? A distorted notion of trust. In our exploration into learning more about, I hope we come upon the first fascinating personality, the manipulator through the perilous relationship. Waters with these personalities is a problem that demands exercise, prudence, since upholding an atmosphere that is emotionally sound is master manipulators who are crucial in the search of selfish art never stops of their personal advantages irrespective of the other's costs. They employ a variety of clever strategies based on lies and mental games to emotions, exploitation in order to fulfill their goals. The delicacy is in how nuanced their techniques that make them challenging to recognize that these actions may occur in both interpersonal connections and the manipulators in the workplace who you trust can cause betrayals and intense emotional hurts in addition to undermining the faith you position in. So how can you safeguard yourself? From these deft characters, everything begins. By identifying the telltale symptoms of deception, keep an eye out for signs including a lack of openness, erratic actions, and an enduring sensation of being beneath command. Setting up boundaries that are obvious is essential. Talk sternly, and don't be afraid to convey your unease in the face of sometimes deceptive attitudes. Acknowledging your distance is the most accurate choice, particularly if the manipulation doesn't give up valuing yourself. Identifying poisonous relationships. By acting to safeguard your mental health, which can entail severing relationships, along with manipulators who look for emotional assistance when required, by remaining vigilant about these signage and setting up clear limits. You open the door to better and more sincere connections. A voyage toward preserving oneself and constructing sincere and enduring relationships. As we explore the intricate networks of human exchanges we have with the second fascinating kind, the never-ending critic, envision a wide-ranging and diverse landscape of interpersonal connections in which they persistent critiques often reveal greater emphasis on the critic than the aim of these observations. It seems as though the critic comes under the spotlight themselves, disclosing their actual hues that are reflected in the key. When is it appropriate to remove yourself? Oneself away from their individuals, envision finding a clearing. In the middle of a thick forest, a haven for wholesome partnerships outside of the whirlwind of never-ending critique, depicts rumors and gossipers, spreaders as eerie silhouettes from in the medieval village, they whispered, talks carry on even within your moving away from them, in absence, is as astute as a pilot averting storms. Waters these people are fixated on bringing up the shortcomings of others, in order to themselves resemble people who attend masquerade parties ball, where real motives are concealed as you view this video, disguises develop into a perceptive observer. Consider the critics and those who engage in gossiping are not constructive endeavors, are the clowns in the modern life scenario willing to minimize others in order to cover up their personal unhappiness going through this storyline. Keep in mind to pick people carefully who are those who spew a part of your path. With equal ease, malice can change their retreats from you exploring the analysis, the perpetual, the third character. We become friends with everyone we meet. Intricate social fabric exchanges that this person frequently observes as the thriving core of any gathering seems to emanate coziness, and a ready to assist with their presence is similar to painting of the sun in a cloudless sky, others in with their luminosity and infectious energy. But under this surface of between charisma and charm is a more subtle. In actuality, this persona excels in the social relations orchestra, expertly plucking the strings of compliability and agreeability in writing a musical composition that speaks to the tune of fame. Their tolerant, less intense pursuit of recognition and appreciation could indicate not a thirst for profoundly meaningful relationships, but a never-ending desire to become the focal point of focus in their global connections are frequently perceived as being fake, affectionate interactions, but as stages on, in this case, a social ascent ladder. You could discover that you're just another observer, in their audience, a different face rather than a companion, among the throng in the purest meaning of the term. They may resemble a talented performer whose part is to be kind and approachable, yet whose screenplay excludes emotional complexity or sincere dedication. Their grin, while cozy and it's possible to be as prepared as a gesture made by. This archetype reminds us of civility, the significance of distinguishing between individuals whose bond is based on genuine emotions, as well as those whose camaraderie is an intentional presentation. In a society where appearances frequently eclipse genuine friendship, is an uncommon gem distinguished by a relationship that is deeper than just surfaces and friendly terms. Thus, when we come across these, it is sage to be friends with everyone. Keep in mind that genuine connection is a conversation between souls, not simply a friendly grin exchange salutations. This lush place where sincerity grows and genuineness grows, far away from the shadow of flimsiness and self-deception. If you find this enjoyable, please remember to leave a remark. Like and follow the channel just as we progress in the complex fabric of human interactions, of which we learn the fourth personality, a veritable chameleon of conversation, the pretender of notice, that this person is an expert in the technique of a good actor pretending interest. In our everyday dialogue theater, have you ever encountered someone like this? Someone who reacts right away with expressions like, "That's true," or "I understand," yet whose thoughts and sight stray far from the inner conversation. This stance is not merely monotonous, yet exudes a delicate. Even more disrespectful is when, in their this interlocutor turns to speak, plunge within the realm of their mobile device traversing a virtual sea while attempting to create a genuine relationship. Their replies turn into hollow echoes wait or sincere curiosity, as though for them to continue projecting an image of engagement is adequate in the absence of genuine dedication to the discussion of concepts in. At these times, you could feel as though you're speaking to a wall with words echo without discovering a destination. Annoyance increases when you acknowledge that the opposing side is more devoted to pixels and alerts as opposed to the abundance of human. In this exchange, a conundrum emerges. Continue attempting to create a talk to someone in a clear and concise manner, apathetic, or decide to terminate the communication that honors your personal time and work. The solution appears to be obvious. There. No sense in expending energy on an empty vessel that values your own speech and time implies figuring out when they not being valued. Thus, don't reluctant to leave such relationships. It's not about giving up, but deciding to put money where your we will value communication. There is no must continue to show respect for someone who decides to pay less attention when preoccupied with their phone by, when you decide to give up, you are selecting dialogues that enhance that are mutually beneficial and significant in this situation, the quiet. The one you select may be more potent than discarded. In other words, it's a personal choice. Valuing and seeking out genuine exchanges in which all parties are genuinely present when listening, as well as when. If you're having fun with this, don't lose out on the chance to acquire the ebook 21st Century Stoicism. Now antiquated methods for contemporary difficult and release your wealth and prosperity. Strengthen your connections with the pinned comments ebook link in the complex human relationship mosaic. The fifth character, the one, appears. Lacking in empathy and with a propensity to trick or injure for one's own benefit, indicates a concerning quality. Empathy is like a lighthouse in the shadows of apathy. It enables us to experience and recognize and feel the suffering of others. Empathy as a voice inside oneself that queries us with what-if scenarios, this capacity to immerse oneself in what unites us as humans, is our ability to accept one another's place. What encourages mutual trust and recognizing others when we come across them. Without this essential ability, we walk on dangerous ground. People who have their unwillingness or incapacity to recognize and cherish the emotions of others readily stray from the appropriate decency without displaying any regret. See other people as chess pieces shifting them without taking into account the emotional toll that their actions took. This lack of compassion extends beyond insensitivity, is a weakness, that emotional comprehension that materializes. In detrimental actions, these individuals may be experts at controlling others with words and activities to fulfill their objectives without a second consideration of the detrimental effects they could also have an impact on others. Anger at accountability is a feature of those who may make mistakes or hurt other people, but they hardly ever take accountability for their instead. They look for justifications or transfer the blame while staying within a self-defense. So the lesson we here draw is essential for handling those who exhibit a glaring lack of empathy is a valuable quality to have. Extreme caution due to their incapacity to respect and comprehend the emotions of others renders them possibly hazardous. Regarding personal partnerships, that these people are unable to not only inflict emotional distress, but also are sources of needless misunderstanding and conflict. So it's imperative to address these folks with a combination of consciousness and alertness. The capacity to identify someone's lack of empathy can be a useful instrument for preventing tricks and manipulations in these instances, where confidence ought to be saved for those who exhibit an authentic and true comprehension of the effects of their acts against others. These are the individuals who, by being aware of the feelings of others, establish connections based on reciprocal esteem and sincere thought, while we traverse the challenge of interpersonal connections. Recalling that some people are not capable of, or the capacity for empathy, is essential approach, allows us to produce more robust and deeper connections with those who genuinely appreciate and comprehend the human heart's intricacies, advancing farther in our exploration of knowing interpersonal relations partnerships that we come across in the sixth personality, the persistent agitator, or always encased in the assurance of their personal correctness, something this character excels at the skill of inciting annoyance, competent manipulator of feelings who works on a delicate terrain, frequently unseen to the unobservant eye. There is a significant distinction between temporary impatience of the type that manifests periods of stress and the chronic annoyance that this persona elicits. They have a nearly imperceptible capacity to utter remarks and behave in a way that pleases needles. prickle and cause irritation when leaving a trace marks. They sow doubt, twisted seeds, truths with sly remarks, and provoke with a level of effectiveness that is nearly undetectable. The difficulty here is to acknowledge this sentimental and psychological game that takes place progressively and subtly. These provocateurs frequently revel in the straightforward act of upsetting others' emotional equilibrium, discovery, delight in their discomfort since they engage in this delicate game, not to acquire something tangible, but only for the enjoyment of observing other people, unstable in the sense of knowing these tips and games are essential to prevent becoming inadvertently involved in their webs when you become aware of someone's frequently causing annoyance. It is a blatant sign that you are being delicate. These behaviors can be controlled, challenging to find since they are frequently concealed as light-hearted remarks or informal jokes. Get yourself ready to handle these intricate dynamics, recognizing with awareness when you are being tricked, however little, is the initial defense oneself becoming acutely aware of. These exchanges will enable you to keep your emotional equilibrium in check and reply suitably. Recall, occasionally, that the strongest defense is a keen understanding of these games by understanding the nuanced strategies of these figures that you empower oneself to handle these challenging social environments with more clarity. Additionally, resilience, this consciousness is not just safeguards your mental health, but additionally permits more interaction genuinely and with less reactivity with surrounded by persons in your immediate vicinity. The seventh character seems with an aura of constant difficulties looming over them. This person appears to be in a never-ending loop of disputes and challenges, stating that life is a sequence of unsurmountable challenges. They exist in a condition of perpetual discontent. But what's interesting is that they seem unable of or resistance to changing the direction of their situations, that this individual appears to possess a talent for identifying challenges at every turn. They are distinguished by disseminating their bad luck to all surrounding them, depicting their existence as a maze of difficulties and trials. But a deeper examination reveals something frequently. It's their own decisions and behaviors that result in this returning issues, with the pattern of persistent. Having issues is not a random occurrence or mysterious. Unfortunately, misfortune is frequently the result of inadequately estimated choices and a failure to absorb lessons prior transgressions. The individual seems to be enmeshed in a destructive circle of self-inflicted issues, a network of complexity that they create when engaging with this kind of person. It is essential to keep establishing a deep emotional distance. If you interact with them, you could get drawn inside their tumultuous universe, where their issues may begin to burden you. Shoulders as weighty loads, they're unable to control their personal feelings, gives a further level of intricacy in the process of creating participation even risky. Thus, it's best to tackle someone with a reasonable amount of doubt when confronted with their tales of never-ending struggles. That is, it's crucial to keep in mind that their issues can quickly turn into a burden for your kindness is a virtue. Yet it shouldn't be used at the cost of your personal well-being. Keep in mind that while everybody has unique obstacles in their lives, taking on the problems of others can be overly loaded in specific circumstances. The wise decision is to keeping your own tranquility at a distance and equilibrium in the intricate dance at times. It's always wise to take a step back in life and look for your personal health. The ninth in the enormous human universe relationships that we encounter, especially mysterious persona, the master of deception, with aptitude in gossiping, is as sophisticated as their capacity to exhibit a cordial confront. This eighth character occasionally may appear to be a devoted buddy, but conceal a darkish aspect that is only visible behind the scenarios in which they truly excel as artists. Dissimulation with the ability to swap between a nice grin and encouraging remarks to the following instant, creating a web of, as intriguing as it seems, this duality is not confined to just one individual, They disperse their numerous tales about numerous people, forming a path of miscommunications and doubt. The threat posed by these people is found in their capacity to sense discord. They frequently begin their rumors quietly, deceptively combining lies and truths so deftly that it becomes challenging to separate the genuine from the made-up with a remark here, and they can tarnish another one there. Reputations skew people's perspectives and undermine a previously stable relationships. When you come across such behavior, the circumstance necessitates an immediate and decisive response. Maintaining a relationship with a person who demonstrates such duplicity is like walking on a minefield of distrust and falsehood. Honesty and integrity, pillars of any healthy relationship, are foreign concepts to these masters of dissimulation. Therefore, upon detecting this duplicity, protecting your peace and well-being should be your highest priority. Distancing yourself from these people may be the wisest and most preventive choice. By moving away, you protect yourself from being involved in a vortex of gossip and falsehoods, preserving your integrity and tranquility. Remember, the presence of people like these in your life can be extremely toxic. They not only corrode trust, but also pollute the social environment with their poisonous words. The ability to recognize and distance yourself from these individuals is crucial. It's an act of self-defense, a strategic move to keep your mental and emotional health intact. In summary, the eighth character. In our narrative is a reminder that not all smiles are sincere and not all friendly words reflect true intentions. The lesson is, be vigilant and protect yourself. The ability to identify and disentangle yourself from people who practice the art of gossip and duplicity is essential for safely navigating the complex waters of human relationships. By doing so, you choose a path of honesty and integrity, moving away from those who prefer to live in the shadows of falsehood and dishonesty. In the vast panorama of our tale about interpersonal relationships emerges the ninth and complex character. The toxic individual interacting with such people is an emotional minefield filled with traps that can deeply harm mental and emotional health. These are the masters of negativity, experts in sowing distrust. Additionally, discomfort, toxic traits manifest in various and insidious ways. It may be through continuous criticisms that erode a self-esteem, emotional manipulations that confuse and destabilize, or disrespectful behaviors that hurt and alienate. These individuals create a suffocating atmosphere where happiness and productivity are constantly undermined. The perpetuated negativity by toxic people is like a virus infecting the environment and spreading to those around. Being in the company of such individuals can be an exhausting journey, where each interaction becomes a challenge to maintain one's emotional integrity. Recognizing toxicity is the first step in protecting yourself. It's crucial to be aware of the signs, from derogatory comments to controlling attitudes, and understand how these dynamics affect your well-being. Respecting yourself means setting firm boundaries and not allowing another person's toxic behavior to invade your emotional space. Communicating assertively is key. Expressing discomfort in the face of toxic behavior is not just a right, but a necessity for preserving your mental health. However, when negativity persists and toxicity continues to infiltrate, the decision to distance oneself becomes not only sensible but necessary. Emotional self-defense against toxic individuals is an essential practice. By identifying harmful behavior patterns, you empower yourself to establish and maintain healthy boundaries. This is not just a form of self-preservation, but also a step towards cultivating more positive and enriching relationships. Creating a space that nurtures well-being and positivity is an act of self-care in the complex fabric of human relationships. Choosing to surround yourself with people who contribute to your emotional health is essential. Through the practice of recognizing and distancing yourself from toxic influences, you can build an environment where healthy and enriching relationships flourish. Thus, by distancing yourself from toxic individuals, you not only protect yourself, but also pave the way for more authentic and meaningful connections. As we conclude our enlightening journey through the universe of human relationships and their complexities, I'd like to remind you that every moment we spend together is a step in our collective journey of discovery and growth. But before we say our goodbyes, I have something special to share, a secret that can change the way you see the world around you. If you found this video illuminating, imagine what else is waiting for you on our channel. Each video is a piece of a larger puzzle revealing insights into human nature and strategies for a more fulfilling and satisfying life. By subscribing, you join a community of insightful and curious thinkers, all in pursuit of knowledge and wisdom. But don't keep this treasure to yourself. Share this video with friends and family. You never know who might benefit from these valuable insights by sharing you. Not only support our work, but also contribute to spreading knowledge and understanding. And of course, your thoughts and experiences are precious to us. Leave a comment below, sharing your stories or any reflections. This video may have sparked. Each comment is a window to new perspectives and enriches the experience of all. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, show your support with a like. Each like is a sign that we are on the right track, motivating us to bring even more valuable content to you. See you next time.